Wow. Now this one is going to be an exciting session, but before that, I want you to give a huge round of applause for our star and for yourself as well. Well, he's redefining what it means to be a global Indian star. Definitely an artist who's fearless in his choices and effortless in his craft. His latest film, Homebound, has received standing ovations across international festivals and is now India's official entry to the Oscars. But Ishaan's global stride doesn't stop at cinema. Alongside Hugo Boss, he was the only Indian actor invited to the Louis Vuitton Spring Summer Show in Paris, representing India on a world stage. From Beyond the Clouds to The Perfect Couple alongside Nicole Kidman, from Bollywood to Hollywood, he's truly homebound to the world. Once again, give a huge round of applause for Ishaan Khatter. A very warm welcome, Ishaan, to NDTV World Summit 2025.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. That was a very warm welcome indeed. And a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaskar, Adab. Very happy to be here.
Lovely. So, Ishaan, you know, Homebound has been screened at several global stages. 9-minute long standing ovation at Cannes Film Festival. I know you have experienced viewing the film, watching the film with an audience, and I see that with a lot of actors these days, you know, they go to the theaters to see the reactions of the audience. Have you seen the reactions? What has been the reaction like, and what touched your heart?
Okay, so I mean, forgive me for a moment because this is a film that is extremely special to me. So at the risk of sounding almost shameless, I just want to say that I'm very thankful and grateful to everybody who's been a champion for it, because it is the film that I'm proudest of in my career. Even if I were not a participant in this movie, I would be as enthusiastic about championing it, because I think it's a very rare kind of film. It's very beautiful. It's very humane. Yeah, I'm just very proud of it. So to come back to your question, it's been surreal. Of course, personally for me, it's a milestone just to be sitting in an audience of film critics and connoisseurs in a place like Cannes, and you know, receiving that kind of reaction is overwhelming for anybody, understandably. But man, I lost track of time when it happened. Time was warped for me. You know, I think it's all been surreal. But the thing that keeps grounding me and bringing me back is like, this is an Indian film. This is a film that is deeply rooted, and I'm very proud of it. So, yeah, I think all of the accolades aside, I'm just happy to be a champion for this.
A quick show of hands for those who watched the film. How many of you cried? I did. I mean, all of us, I think, exited with tears in our eyes. Ishaan, this character that you play, you know, Shoaib, how much of Shoaib is in Ishaan, and how much of Ishaan is in Shoaib?
I think my only sort of point of access was understanding the maybe the emotional strife, because beyond that, very obviously it is a character that is quite a distance from me. I think all of us, especially us actors, you know, living the glamorous life, we're the 0.1% of this country, and this is a story that talks about characters that are disenfranchised, that are marginalized, that make up for, I would say, about 80% of our country, but we don't see them in cinema often. So, but beyond that, it was definitely the kind of process where we had to walk towards the character, you know. It wasn't one where we took for granted it'll come to us, you know. And Neeraj, Ghaywan, the wonderful director for this movie, he made it very clear to us in the beginning. He said that you can pull these characters off with craft, but that is not what I want. That is not what I need. I want you to try and truly live these characters. So what followed was a process of 2 or 3 months of dialect work, and then we did an immersion exercise where we went to Barabanki. We spent about 7-8 days just staying in villages, interacting with people from different communities. The generosity that they showed us was, you know, beyond anything we'd experienced before. You know, they let us be in their houses. We even read the script in their houses. Khana khilaya unhone hame. And it just was an experience that really bonded us and brought us much closer to a lived experience of it wasn't it wasn't guesswork after that. You know, it was just flowing and leaning on your instincts, and I enjoyed it so much. It was probably the best film process that I've worked on so far.
Of course, phenomenal work there. But now let's talk about the outcome as well. This is India's official entry to the Oscars. And I think all of us should manifest that we actually make it. And one thing about manifestation is that you believe that thing has already happened. So I'm going to assume that we've already won the Oscars. But what is the first thing that Ishaan Khatter is going to do once that announcement is out?
Oh my God. You know, I'm on a world platform right now, so maybe it's not so different, and maybe I should behave myself. But I have an aching suspicion that I might just throw my jacket and run into a wall or something if that would happen.
Run into a wall.
No, I think it's very special. I'm very proud that this is the film that's representing India, because it's a film that talks of empathy and talks of humanity in a time in the world where I think we really need that. And so, yeah, I would just be very, very proud. I would be very proud of Neeraj Ghaywan, who's a very brave voice in cinema today, and then I'd run into a wall. Yeah.
Lovely. Hoping that moment comes very soon. But now, Ishaan, of course, to be an actor, you require several skills. You have all of it. But I think one underrated skill is choosing the right kind of films. And you seem to have aced it. I mean, every project that you touch, you do, it's gold for you. So first,
not every project, yeah.
I mean,
itni bhi zarra nawazi mat karo that, you know, there are people that can pull up 2-3 right now that I would rather
no, but
not
I think
talk.
something or the other has always worked in that project. You know, either it's your performance or it's the box office performance, or even if it means actually to be in the headlines because of your shirtless appearances in the Royals. But you're always making the headlines with your projects, and I think that's very important. So what's the magic that you're doing? Do you have a mentor? Are you doing some maths? What's the trick?
Well, I was always, I have to admit, I was post 8th grade onwards, as if that's any consolation, I failed in math constantly. So I don't think math is my strong suit. Do
you consult your scripts or offers with somebody?
First of all, thank you for the generous compliment. And I'd love to say that it is strategic, but it's really not. I think I'm just... I'm trying to be authentic to myself and work in films and in stories that I believe in any way, shape or form. You know, it could be fantastical, it could be heightened reality, or it could be something very realistic and dramatic and beautiful and somber. But something that I can, you know, I know I can put every cell of my being behind for a while and immerse myself in it. And that's it. If I can believe in it, then hopefully the audience can believe in it. So I'm just trying to be authentic to myself. Also, I started working when I was 21. So I was coming into my own as a young man, finding myself. That journey kind of runs parallel to my journey as an actor. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out who I am and then hopefully be able to express that through my films.
Not consulting your big brother for any offers that come your way or scripts that you read?
I think he's been a guiding light. He's been a beacon for me. He had a similar journey, only 15 years ahead, because he's, in every way, he's 15 years older than me. So he's faced every beat of life 15 years before me. And he also started his career and became a breakout star at age 21. So it's been similar that way. But we've also been raised to be individuals. And I think he also, being an elder brother, still respects my own individuality and my identity. And of course, I have a lot of respect for him.
I'm sure he's also seeing the graph, so maybe he thinks TK is advice.
This is just a very nice way of saying he doesn't care and I don't meddle with. But no, I think I've been able to, at least I'm proud to say I've made my own choices so far. Yeah.
Lovely. And since I mentioned the Royals, I think we have to talk about this. I don't have any other way to put this, but you were objectified, Ishaan.
I mean, I have no way of denying or defending that.
But how did that make you feel is what my question is.
It helped that there were women behind the camera. So it was easy to lean on them and be like, okay, how does a woman like to see, a young man? And dare I say...
Can we hear a cheer from the women who loved him in the Royals? Woo-hoo!
I just
There are whistles also. Huh?
thank you so much. It's very flattering. I just want to say shout out and thank you to all the men who clapped as well. Thank you. I have to tell you this. You think you understand your audience and you have some sense of it, la-di-da, whatever, right? So I thought, okay, I know the demo, I know this Royals audience. I might not be it, but I know that there's a huge audience for this space. And I imagined it would be, a kind of not like a romantic comedy catering to women, but I thought it would cater more to the female gaze. But the amount of men that have walked up to me and told me, I have seen you in Royals 3 times over, is shocking to me, I have to say. So we know nothing about the
We're
audience.
all game for bros supporting bros, so I think we're all game for that.
100%, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, did you count the number of times you had to remove your shirt?
No, I completely lost count. In fact, at some point, I think they were just compensating for lack of costume budget. It came to that, It was just like, yeah, scene's not working, shirt utar de.
So we'll keep a mix, I'll have my question, but we'll also go to the audience. We have some other NDTV anchors as well who will be asking their questions. But before that, you also represented India on global fashion stages as well. I mean, the only actor to be on Hugo Boss's global campaign. So give it up on that as well. So you're carrying an Indianness or your Indian stage to a global level. So again, is there a strategy behind that? Did fashion come very easy to you? Or did you want to enter this space and there was some science or maths behind that?
Not really. I think, so it's interesting because I was talking about this earlier today with a journalist, and as I spoke, I kind of discovered I'd never really put this into words before or articulated it. But I think a big part of my process also as an actor is the wardrobe of a character helps you kind of feel the body language of a character. And so it's always been something that has been a part of my self-expression. But I think maybe I've come into my own as a young man in the last couple of years. And so I'm now more comfortable with expressing myself and not just a character. And so that might be an underlying thing or whatever, underlying layer. But really what it is I just got a couple of stylists that I worked with that I really enjoyed working with, and we had a good synergy, and one thing led to another. But I do feel that it is a pivotal moment for the Indian market, but also the subcontinent in a global context, and not only in cinema but also in the fashion world. And I guess I'm just really happy to be at the fore, kind of representing what it means to be an Indian man in this day and age. And I'm very proud that it's the first Indian male who is representing a European house. I think it's about time. We should be. So yeah, I hope that we can really double down on that and show people what we're made of and how much more we have to offer.
Lovely. And now let's make it more conversation. We'll open it to the audience here. Can we go to one of my colleagues and have their question as well? Who do we begin with? Padmaja, can we start with you? Can we get her a mic?
We have a mic crisis.
But also, since we were talking about fashion, Ishaan, we absolutely love what you're wearing today as well.
Oh, thank you.
Double-breasted jacket. Absolutely stylish. Go ahead, Padmaja.
Shout out to the tailor who did this in Bandra.
Ishaan, as a very young actor in your filmography, you've got some rather heavy roles, Dhadak, then Homebound, where you have addressed issues which are very weighty, which are very complex, which talk about caste, which talk about identity. How do you navigate that space, especially at a time when people are usually very wary of treading in that territory? Dhadak also, there was a lot of commentary on that, and now you followed it up with Homebound. How do you venture into that area?
How do I enter into it? I think it probably has something to do with how I've been raised and who I am as an individual, and I think maybe there is a desire to expand my own social awareness, and it doesn't come from a place of commentary or activism. I think what at least I can say, and especially with Homebound, what I'm really proud about is it comes from a place of genuine empathy and a desire to listen and have a conversation. It is a human story first, you know. Neeraj, Ghaywan as a filmmaker is somebody who doesn't put his politics before the story. Because regardless of what your intention may be, then it does become almost like a form of propaganda. And I think cinema has the power, dare I say, I mean, you know, perhaps I'm a romantic, but I think cinema has the power to really make you feel things and sometimes interact with you beyond the screen. And so what I'm really proud about with this work, and especially with a film like Homebound, is that it talks about these issues with a really sensitive hand, and it talks about them from a place of empathy first. I think I read in one of the reviews of the film that this is not an anti-establishment film, but a pro-humanity film. And that is something that I'm very, very proud of, you know. So yeah, I think it's just a desire to engage with human stories. And also, I mean, if any of you have seen the film, I think you also understand that it is a heart-wrenching film, but our effort was to humanize these characters and see their life and their spirit. And then the last chapter of the film that you see is unfortunately based in reality, you know. So it is an attempt to start a conversation, and that's it. And for me as an actor, I think that is something that I look for. I do look for challenges because I do seek that kind of growth. And they've given me a lot, you know. I think a lot of my worldview has come from cinema, not only as an actor, but as an audience. So maybe it's in some way my attempt at giving back what I received as an audience.
Taking cue from what you said, you know, this filming experience, the way you prepped for it, Ishaan, it's also very crucial that acting is all about reacting, right? So it's also hugely dependent on your co-stars. Yeah. And all of you have been appearing in all the, you know, the PR interviews that you guys did after the film. How crucial was Janhvi and Vishal's presence for you? And of course, Janhvi is somebody you debuted with. So how crucial was that, if you can take us through that?
I think both Vishal and Janhvi are pieces without whom this film could not exist. And I would say the same for Shalini Vatsa and everybody else.
She was phenomenal, by the way.
Everybody else who's in the ensemble, you know. The way that we worked on this film almost felt like a family. You know, the dialogue writer was also acting in the film. Every single person was encouraged to give their opinion on set. You know, it felt like a family, and that is the kind of environment that Neeraj creates. So everybody's contribution is on the screen. You know, nobody in the crew failed this film, and that's what makes it special. And I think you can see that and feel that. As far as my co-actors are concerned, Vishal is such a bright talent, and he's such a dynamic actor, and he possesses such a range. I think it's very rare to see in a young actor of his age. I say that being a young actor myself, but you know, he's just about a year older than me. But I'm so proud of him because I've seen the journey through this film, and I've seen how it has almost entered into his consciousness and changed him. And likewise with Janhvi, like you said, we started together. I've always known about her that she's extremely passionate about storytelling, and I know that she's very, very sincere, and she possesses a desire to really kind of go beyond just the surface level. So yeah, I know that from the get-go, she was just happy to be a champion for this story. I believe at some point she told Neeraj, I'll be a tree in the background if you want me to.
But was there a pinch me moment for both of you? Because, you know, you started as those budding actors, and today, I mean, with Homebound, you're going places. So was there a pinch me moment that you guys shared with each other?
Yeah, I think there is an acknowledgement. Like, I think there was a, because, you know, these kind of festivals and things like that are so overwhelming, and, you know, you have a bunch of duties ahead of you. So we land in Cannes, and suddenly you're being pushed into an interview, and then you're interacting with people in French, and then some people in English, and some people in Hindi, and, you know, so you're kind of just trying to catch up and get your wits about yourself. But I remember having a moment on the red carpet where we there was just like a look exchange and an acknowledgement, and it was like, wow, we're really here, and this is surreal, and we're here with our movie, no less, and so yeah, there is an acknowledgement of that, and it is a very special thing to share. Also, my second film with Dharma after 7 years. Yeah, in many ways it feels like a full circle. Small circle, but full circle.
Lovely. Now, talking of co-stars, you worked with Nicole Kidman as well. And, it's very important that one explores the genres and the industries. Of course, at the end, you're acting, whether you're here in the Hindi film industry or in Hollywood. When you worked with her, what were the exchanges then, and what was your takeaway working with Nicole Kidman?
My takeaway working with Nicole Kidman is that she is an icon. I mean, for all the right reasons. It's like she walks into a room and the air gets sucked out of it. But beyond that, what I thought was really amazing was that she had the sincerity of like a young actor, In fact, I didn't see some of my younger co-actors have that kind of sincerity where they were like prepping before a scene and, ad-libbing before getting into a shot, and she would often just be like, shooter, why can't you pass me the thing? And then and like just kind of getting warmed up before a take, and she was just, I think, extremely generous to work with. It can be an intimidating environment. I've been asked this before working with Tabu, like how were you not intimidated? And I think I would credit it to these stalwarts, because it's kind of like the ball is in their court to make you feel comfortable when you're a young actor and you're kind of almost punching above your weight in a way. And they're amazing people to work with. I mean, I hope 30 years down the line I'll have the same enthusiasm and the same kind of free spirit and the same sincerity that they have after all these years of working.
Yeah. And I'm sure you've been asked this several times, but I know eventually the craft is same. But is there any difference that you feel while working here in the Hindi film industry and in Hollywood? Is there any difference? It could be technicalities or any other difference, and it doesn't...
The food is better here, for sure. And I just think it's like a cultural difference, because essentially what we do is the same thing. We're all storytellers, and everybody has a designated job. But what I think is different is there's systems and protocols and ways of working. They have a extremely sort of coded culture almost. Everything is streamlined. We're a little more haphazard, but somehow things fall into place. It's like when you look at the traffic in a city like Bombay, or I won't say Delhi because Delhi has chaudy roads, much wider roads, I have to say.
But listen, this is Dhanteras.
Nobody's happy about that. Nobody's happy about that traffic nonetheless.
You should experiment going on roads today.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get crazy, but sure.
But you know what I mean about how it almost feels like everybody's connected via Bluetooth or something, because everybody's doing wrong things, but somehow managing to slip their way through it, So there's like a synchrony in that chaos, a chaos, a method in the madness, so to say. So that's our nature also, I feel, in a way, and I think we're very jugadu. And we're very passionate. Sometimes we'll work longer hours than we should. They'll always cut off when they have to. The unions will make sure of it. But essentially what we do is the same thing. It's just a difference of culture. Yeah.
There's also a lot of conversation on the work hours. Are you doing 8-hour shift, or are you flexible as an actor?
Do I look like I'm doing 8-hour shifts, man? I think anything less than 22 is a boon. No, I'm kidding. No, of course, I've been on sets where sometimes the protocol of time has been abused even, but that is something that I would say is important, is an important conversation, because the thing to be considerate about is understand when people, it's a very privileged position to be as an actor, to be able to say that, I'm okay to work these many hours, but there are people in the crew that come in an hour before you, they'll have to pack up and leave, and it'll take them longer to go back home. So you need to be considerate of the working environment, and the decisions should be taken according to that, I think. So that is one thing. But what we do is a profession of passion, and often you'll see people consensually wanting to finish the day's work and not go home without, completely completing, their desired imagination and in letting it come to life the way they want. So hota hai aisa bhi. But yeah, I think the thing that's important is to be considerate of everybody's time and effort.
Lovely. Now, of course, you see that Robo also being brought up on the stage. We have something really fun planned. But before that, I have my very tiny little segment. Are you excited to see what you see?
I'm excited, yeah. What's going on? What are you going to put in me or on me?
Well,
like what's happening?
we'll have to wait a bit. But Ishaan, since we were talking about, you working in the Hindi film industry and also in Hollywood, we have a quick segment while we set that up, which is this or that. And you have to choose between Desi with Desi. And we won't judge you if you choose something with Desi. That's absolutely fine. Okay. Yeah? Rajma chawal or avocado toast?
Rajma chawal.
Kurta and chappals or trench coat and Chelsea boots?
Rajma chawal.
I think he's been on a diet for a very long time, it seems. Desi wedding dance or a red carpet pose?
Desi wedding dance, man. Come on, I'm a dancer. I'm not going to choose a pose over a carpet. Yeah, come on, a pose over a dance. Come on.
Okay, give me a chair if you want to see Ishaan dancing. Woohoo! In a short while, though. Lovely. Can standing.
Okay, here's the deal. Okay, and I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to lay out a deal for you. If I dance for you, you have to go watch Homebound in theaters. You have to support a beautiful movie.
I think most of us have watched it. Anybody who's not watched Homebound? See, most of
Very
us.
guiltily, I saw the hands that came up when he said who has watched it. Okay, so now you can't lie.
Taking mental notes, guys. But I can actually vouch the experience that you're going to have is surreal, and that's absolutely commendable. And it's not very often that we get to experience that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you saying that. I know that you don't have to, so I really appreciate that. Thank you.
No, we are absolutely excited to have our film there, in the Oscars. That's our official entry. Okay. A story that wins an Oscar or one that moves your family to tears?
Hopefully both. But the one that moves my family to tears could be for the wrong reasons also.
Has that ever happened? I won't ask the project, but has that ever happened?
I would choose the film that reaches into people's hearts more than anything. I think that's bigger than any award in the world.
Lovely. Punjabi playlist or jazz band?
Depends on the mood. I'll be diplomatic on this one because honestly, I'm very eclectic. In fact, eclectic is a kind word, and not to trivialize any mental illness, but like people have literally said that you're like a schizophrenic person because your playlist goes from Punjabi to jazz in 5 seconds. So I can be a little difficult to hear music around if you're not ready to switch it up in a second. So honestly, I'm waiting for the day Punjabi jazz is a thing.
That could be a good experiment. Yeah. Now, of course, we're talking about global conversations, Ishaan, here. This is NDTV World Summit 2025, and we've had some exceptional talents come here on the stage, exchange their ideas, and one of those has been Dr. Merit Moore, and she's a quantum physicist, but she's also a ballerina. So that's a unique combination. Can we have her on stage while we give her a huge round of applause? So what we'll do is give it up for Dr. Moore.
We're just going to pretend we didn't meet backstage, right?
Yes. Dr. Moore, why don't you go ahead and tell us what all you have planned for Ishaan?
Goodness. Well, last night, they said that we should do a Bollywood dance. So in the past couple of hours, I was trying to train this robot to dance Bollywood. I'm a little nervous because it's just going to kind of do its own thing. But you can hopefully teach me, and later we will train this robot to be even better.
All right, I'm game, but one second. Did you just say that we out-Bollywooded a robot?
Yes.
Because, hell yeah.
But Dr. Moore, you also have, really interesting names for your robos. What is this gentleman called today?
Well, they're different names. Okay. So we thought it could be Daisy instead of Daisy Boy. Am I saying that right?
Daisy Boy.
Daisy Boy. Instead, it could be Daisy Bot or Botany Spears Friday eye stare, robot De Niro.
We'll go with Desi Bot. I think that's a good name, right, Ishaan?
We'll take it. We'll take Desi Bot.
Do it again.
All right, let's do it again.
Let's do it.
Okay, well then we need to practice this turn.
Okay, tiny rehearsal before we do it one more time.
Now, Arun, while they practice,
Yeah.
I just want to make the point that what we're about to see is something extremely, extremely special. Dr. Merit Ishaan was at dinner yesterday, and she said that, at some point in time, I want to do a Bollywood number, because that's the magical dancing robot. If you're on Indian social media over the last 48 hours, it's been spinning and buzzing with Dr. Merit Moor's energy and the moves, not just of the ballerina, but the robot itself. And we requested Dr. Moore last evening. Many of you were there at dinner saying, can we do a Bollywood number? And she said, yeah, of course, I'll do it. She said, I will learn the dance. I'm not sure about the robot. So has the robot learned some Bollywood dance now?
It's struggling. It finds Bollywood really, like, it wants to, but it's feeling very inadequate.
Why is that? What is it about the ballet that the robot could pick up, but not Bollywood music?
I realized today, this afternoon, I was trying to program, Bollywood's very fast. And this robot, it's struggling. It's trying, but not there yet.
So, I had the good pleasure of doing something called, I did like almost this TikTok dance kind of intro sequence in The Perfect Couple. And, we had the surreal, almost like fever dream kind of experience of dancing with Nicole Kidman, Isabel Adjani, and all of these amazing actors on what was pretty much a Bollywood song, I have to say. And I saw all of them like shrivel up and get scared before doing it, and then just like ease into it the second they started, because that's the joy of dancing. And the fact that we have a robot
The robot is dancing now. I don't know what he's
robot
doing,
is feeling
but
himself,
he's
man.
dancing. Dr. Moore, what's going on?
That is the reach of Hindi cinema. Let's go.
I think in Ishaan Khatter's presence, the robot is just doing his own thing. He's gone like wild. He's like,
He's
yesterday
feeling
he
it.
was doing the ballet with Dr. Moore. Now, what's he doing?
So as far as the conversation of AI beating human creativity is concerned, let's just say we have an argument.
No, and
but Buddy is trying.
And
Buddy is
talking
trying.
of badly behaved Desi boys, this Desi bot, Dr. Moore, is now out of your control.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Desi boy is in your control, the Desi bot is not.
But
He's just doing his own thing.
can I just say, can I just have a huge round of applause for Merit, who picked this up in 30 seconds backstage?
Yeah. Give it up for Dr. Moore.
And that is what years of believing in your passion and putting work and sweat and feelings into it does. 30 seconds and she
But
had it.
I am, since I've seen you yesterday, I'm now very curious about that robot. What's going on? He's just.
I think he's just jealous that Dr. Moore danced with somebody else.
Could that be it, Dr. Moore?
Yes, it does seem that way. He's wanting a lot of attention. And I did realize these past 30 seconds of learning Bollywood, I'm like, I have to tell my ballet director, be like, I'm sorry, I might be saying goodbye to ballet and going to Bollywood. It's
Dr.
way
Moore,
more fun.
Also talk to us about the first time you saw this choreography. I know you also surfed the internet, you watched some videos. How did you receive it? That much of energy, and of course, an electrifying dancer like Ishaan, his energy.
And his quality is amazing. No, so I was so impressed. And then seeing him in person, I've actually personally never been so nervous. I've danced in like grand theaters around the world with thousands of people, but then seeing his talent, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, you're very, very kind. Let's run it back so that we can show everyone how to do this Main Parwana with the robot.
And if people know it, they should dance too. Just saying.
Yes, all of us can groove as well with them.
Yes, it's inspired. It's just going to dance for the rest of the night.
Thank you. That was entirely my
so
pleasure,
much.
Merit. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Moore. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
for
Everybody,
joining
Merit
us.
Moore.
Oh my gosh, no.
And Desi Bot, ladies and gentlemen.
As we close this session as well, we'll have one more question from Vedika if she's around. Oh, can we? Why don't you join us on the stage, Vedika? And give it up for my lovely colleague, Vedika, here.
Maybe you want to go around it. It's still in its reverie.
All right, my question can't match what you've just done on stage, but I just want to know, as an aspiring actor, I think the dream is to be the actor that everyone talks about and appreciates your art. But once you get to be an actor, how difficult is it to be in the limelight? Also, do you miss going and having a vada pav sometimes, you know, at 3 p.m. in the middle of the day without everyone saying, Ishaan, aa gaya, let's go get an autograph. So I'm saying, you know, you've been an aspiring actor, now you are an actor, you're a star in your own right. Do you miss those days?
I think there are a couple of ways of looking at it. You know, if I were to hypothetically borrow Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, King Khan's argument on this, he'd say that I've worked all my life for this recognition, so why would I, you know, want to shove it away when the time comes? But also, I think there's a part of you in general that, you know, is nostalgic, so you would miss moments of your life that give you that kind of privacy.
What are those moments?
Just being able to walk in your building without being shot on camera, I don't know, that's one of them. So it is a two-edged sword, and I think that it is possible to have a private life and also be in the limelight, but that is a personal choice for everybody to make. Me personally, I think it's very important to keep growing as a person as well, and not just lose myself to the guy that I am in front of camera all the time. Dare I say, there's more of me in front of the film camera than there is in front of, you know, that's the part you don't sign up for, but if you're privileged enough to be loved by those many people, then you're in service, and that's something I'm happy to do. It takes nothing to, you know, smile at somebody and give them a selfie or share 2 words of kindness. So, yeah, I take it as my privilege, and when I need my privacy, I take it.
And just one more question, which is, you and your brother very often go overseas, and you travel a lot with him. You're on bikes, usually.
Yeah.
So, which has been your favorite destination as part of your motorcycle diaries? And more importantly, could you do that in India with him at some point?
We would need Desi Bot to be riding alongside us, protecting us. But no, we actually do ride in Bombay every Sunday, every other day.
Don't give the time out.
No, we don't. But I think riding is something that we do for ourselves because it's a great way to travel, first of all. You end up seeing places you otherwise never would. But also, it's like you get out of your head, you know. It's one of those, it's like a boys' toys thing. So we enjoy it very much. And it's a great way to travel. So, you know, yeah, that's something that my brother and I bond over. That's
We also loved it when, you know, both of you did that video. I think you were taking a flight somewhere and you said, "Tusi Ludhiana to?" Where did that come from? What's the story behind that?
We were in Slovenia in a place called Ljubljana.
Oh.
So, and we couldn't stop saying it as if it's Ludhiana. So, ऐसे ही कुछ निकल के आ गया. बस यही चीजें होती हैं जो लोगों को अच्छी लगती हैं. ज़्यादा एफर्ट डालो तो कोई देखता नहीं है रीलें आपकी. यही देखना चाहते हैं लोग.
But आप दोनों की social media game is really classy. I mean, Shahid as well, you as well, you've aced it.
Oh, thank you, man.
And both of you are really fun to watch in the movies and also on our digital devices. With that, we've come to an end of this session. Vedika, please stay with us as we felicitate Ishaan Khatter. Give a huge round of applause for being such a sport, being fun, and of course, taking time out for NDTV World Summit 2025. Vedika, please do the honors. Thanks a lot, Ishaan. Thanks a lot for joining us on NDTV World Summit.
Thank you, and have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for having me. Can't wait to get backstage and see what's inside this.
Absolutely excited to see that as well. But thank you very much. And now over to my colleague, Ayush.
Thank you.